So in this video, we are going to understand the LeetCode problem number 3742. It's a maximum path score in a grid. So this question is very important because it will give you the insights to understand how we should approach about the DP, and will understand this type of problem is not only a greedy and brute force, but it can be a DP problem, and how we should solve the problem, what is the concept behind this problem. So a lot of thing is there, so keep watching, and you will be happy at the end of the video because you will understand how to implement this type of problem. So let's continue. The very first, it is saying that we have given a grid, we have given, right, and the grid contains only 0, 1 and 2 as a value in this in this grid. So as you can see, we have 0, 1, 2 and 0 we have given, right. Then what it is saying that we have to start from the top left corner, that is called 0, 0, and we have to reach to the last one, that is m minus 1 n minus 1. So if m and n are two things we have given, means m is number of rows, number of columns we have given, then we can reach to the last cell, right. And this last cell is nothing but the bottom right corner. So we'll start from the left corner and we'll come to the right corner. Okay, and by moving, either you will move the right or you will move the down. So this is what the question is saying, that so each cell contributes a specific core and incurred a associate cost, we can say. So according to their values, we have given some cost, we have given, let's suppose 0, 1 and 1. So if we are moving from 0 to 0, right, the cost is nothing but 0 because we are moving from 0. Okay, and we are reaching to the 0. If the value is 0, we will get the value, we will get the let's suppose we want to come to this position, right, this is 0 from 2. So it will not cost the count because its value is 0, and for value is 0 we have to take 0. Otherwise, if we have 1 or 2, we will add 1 as a value. Okay, so that will add to your score. Now it is also given a value k we have given, right. So what is the use of the k? K is a cost we have given, you can say, or max, you cannot exceed that given cost. Okay, k, if it exceeding that, it means uh, we have to reach before exceeding that, you can say. So if you reach the cell but the total cost exceed k, the path is invalid. Okay, this is what the question is saying, that, and what we have given. Okay, so let's try to understand further. Now think how we'll calculate this thing, right. Let's suppose we have given this example where we have given cell value is 0, 1, 2 and 0. This is what we have given. Okay, so output saying to how we'll calculate the path. Let's suppose we start from 0, 0, we have to reach to 1, 1. So very first we start from 0, 0, means we'll start from here and we'll either will go this way or this way, right. So we have to find the maximum score, right. So if you go here, you will get the score 1. If you come here, you will get the score 2, and 2 is the maximum value, right. So we'll use 2 as a score. Okay, then when we come here, we have to go to either left, either right or down. So no further we have the space, so we will move to right only, and you will reach to the destination. And that is why you will see the cost when we move from here to here, right. We know that the value is 2, and for this either 1 or 2, we have the cost is 1. So you will add the cost as a 1. Okay, the given cost we have is k, and which is finished. So when you reach from, when you come from here to here, right, your cost is finished, this k value is finished, you cannot move further. But from 2 to 0, the value is here given is 0, it means you don't need the cost, right. So you can reach here. And so the score we have started from here is 0, right. When you come to here, right, you got the value 2, so the score you have updated is 2. And when you go to here, the score is 2 plus 0 is 0. and that is why you see that score is not changing, still is 2, and that is why your answer is 2, because score we got because of this value. Okay, I hope you understand. So guys, this is not a brute force, right? If you will try all paths, that will go for the exponential, and it will give you the time limit exceeds, right? Error. So no need to try the brute force approach, right? You can think about how you're going to solve, but let's try to give some time to understand how we will solve this type of problem. So very first, I'll go with a little basics so you will understand. So think, you need to think differently. Think like this, like the what's the best score I can achieve when I reach the each cell. Okay. So let's suppose I am talking about the, this is a grid we have given. Okay, and in the grid, let's suppose I am at this position. Okay, when we reach here, either I have option to come from the down, or I have to come from the right, left to right, we can say that, right? The two position is there. So if this is I and j, this will become, this cell value is nothing but I minus 1 and j, and for this value I and j minus 1, correct? So when we talk about the dp, right, when we define the dp, means dp at I and j, when we'll talk about here, right, we need the maximum score to reach this cell. Either it will come from, let's suppose it is 2 and here is 5. What is the maximum? Maximum is coming from here, so we'll keep the value here, right? The dp at I minus j is the maximum, right? So to reach at I and j that we have seen, if you're coming from the top, I minus 1 j, and if you're coming from the left, I and j minus 1, right? So when we calculate the value for the dp I and j, the what is the grid value we have, and the what is the maximum value we are getting. Let's suppose the current value is 2, and here we had 2 and here is 5. So we came from here to here, means this 5 plus 2 is nothing but 7. So at this value it should be 7 now, right? So we will calculate like this. Okay, so the grid value we got 2, and what we got from here is 5, because it was coming 2, it was coming 5, so we got the maximum one. Okay, and we updated the value. Let's go with the example so you will understand. Let's suppose that we have given this grid, right? So the value we have is 1 3 1 1 5 1 4 2 and 1, right? So what we need to do, we start with the very basics, right? We start with the filling the dp. So we will create a dp array. It is similar to the grid that we have given, the same size we will use. So we'll start with the very first, we'll use the dp00 is a 1, right? So that, so we can proceed further, right? So what we will do, we'll fill the, in the next step we'll fill the first row. Let's suppose how we'll fill the first row. You know that this is 1, right? Then when we'll write this position, right, what will happen? What is the current value here? Is 3. So this is 1 plus this 3 is nothing but is 4. So we'll write 4. Then we have 1. So this, we know that we are coming from here this side, right? Means we already written 4 here, right? Now if we'll come to here, so the previous value is 1. Now the 1 plus this 4 is become 5. So we'll fill the value 1 4 and 5, right? Means the we have filled the first row. Similarly we'll do for the column. We'll have one value, we know that this is 1, so 1 is coming from 1 1 to 1, means it become 2. Now this is given 4, so this is already 2. So what we need to do, we add the 4. 6 plus this 4 is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6, right? Sorry. Then when we come to the last, we have to fill the rest of the data like this we have to fill, right? We know that when we come here, we'll check the maximum score, either this or this. So we know that the max score is this one. So what is the current cell value here we have? So we'll check the current cell value. It is 5, right? It means this 4 and this 5, if we'll sum up, it will come how much? 9. So for the quick thing, I have written here. So we know that we have to fill this is 5, right? And coming from the up, right? So we'll fill as a 9. When we fill this to this, right, we know that we have to fill this field. So we'll 9 plus 1 become 10, and for this 9 plus sorry, this 9 plus 1 become is it is 2, sorry. So 9 plus 2 is 11, and here is 1. So like that we will fill, and finally we'll reach the destination. So our final score is 12. But it's little twist is there, because now come back to our problem. So we have seen that dpinj, when we are taking, so we have to take the maximum value and the current value that we have at the grid, right? Grid at inj, and plus we'll do this value, right? Basically we have to focus on this part. Okay, so we can use this approach only when the our state depends on the position alone, right? Because there is not only about the inj position, right? We have also given k, so we have to also focus on k. So let's think about in our problem, right? Average is not just inj, right? It is like inj with cost c. So we have given the position and the cost we have given, right? Means we have given k, and that is why we have given k also, right? So the correct dependency is, if I want to go to dpinj with the cost, right? Means we have to depends on what? We have to depends on the previous cost, right? Means what is coming from I minus 1 j and I j minus 1, right? Either it is coming from the up or the left, right? With the previous cost, correct guys? Why? So think inj is a location and c is your cost, means the fuel, right? So two car we have given, right? Two car at the same location, right? One has fuel left and one doesn't. Does it the same? Are they same? No, right? So we have to think like that. So if we want to calculate in our in our problem, right, it depends on these two things. Okay, because now it become 3D. Okay, what is our logic? Logic understanding is very important. So very first we move either right or down, right, from each cell. So each cell has a value, right? Like this we have 1 2 0 0, right? Let's suppose then we are entering a cell has a cost. If you're entering a cost, how will calculate the cost? So if the value is 0, you will get the 0 cost, right? If otherwise any other number is there, either 1 or 2 is there, right, will give the cost 1, because values are either 0 1 or 2 which will be given, correct? Sorry, I have to write a given. Okay, and we can use at most k cost and we maximize the score, right? This is what we have given. Very great. Let's come back to the code so we can understand easily. The very first we have given grid we have given, and we have given k we have given. Okay, so from the grid we will find eminent, right, the row and column, and we'll create a dp array that we know that I, j and k, three things we have to use, correct? And what we need to do is we'll take a initialization, right? We will fill the array with the mean value. We'll take, let's suppose we'll not take -1, but we'll take the mean value. Okay, then after that, once you will fill the dp array, right, now we have to start with the position. So let's suppose grid and I and j, okay, is starting with the 0 0, right? So if the grid at 0 is 0, right, we know that we will fill with the 0, otherwise any number is there, we'll fill with the 1. So starting cost is there, so we'll check if a starting cost itself is less than equal to k, means if the cost is less than or equal to, it means then we will go to this loop, right? So cost should be at least equal to or less than, correct? Then we will calculate the further. So we'll fill the dpi 0 and the starting cost is nothing but the grid value, correct? Because that is the score. So we'll fill the first score, we can say we'll fill. Then and we will add here the previous cost. We can also say that the starting cost. So when we go for the next I and j, right, this will become the previous cost, right? Let's fill this value. So we know that I and j will be there. Next we have is the previous cost. So previous cost will start from the previous cost is 0. and previous cost is less than equal to k. So we have already filled I and j, which is at 0 0. If it is 0 0, we will not do anything because we have already filled with that. Then we'll calculate the val and the cost. So we will never forget this step because it's very important in all these cases, guys. Okay, so we check further from the top what is coming from the top and what is coming from the left. So these two things we have to take care, right? This part is for which is coming from the top, and this part is when it is coming from the left. So two things is there. So when it is coming from the up, we know that dp I and j we will calculate with the dp I and j and I minus 1 j and the previous cost, right? That the previous cost is just simple thing, and the val we will add, right? So we'll calculate like this. So very first we'll check this value. If it is not equal to mean value, means we have some value there, right? Then we can use the we will find the max value. Similarly we'll do for the left, right? When we'll go do for the left, we'll know that this is become I j minus 1 and rest of the thing will remain the same. And in both cases, guys, you need to calculate the new cost. New cost we can calculate with the previous cost plus the current cost. And yeah, and once these two things is calculated, right, we'll check the answer, right? So we will, let's suppose now the dp array is filled. Each dp array is filled. When you reach to the destination, right, how will you find the rest? You reach the destination. The very first thing is that you need to check the cost. Over the cost, we'll start from the 0, we'll go to the k, right? And we will check the maximum between the current answer. Let's suppose we'll start from the mean value, and each cell you will traverse, right, using the m minus 1 n minus 1, and we will reach to the c. C is nothing but the k value, right? And that you will keep checking at that location, right? You will, because this is 3D, so you have to make this call, right? Because we are updating all the ing and the previous cost. Okay, so this is these are the given cost, right? So what, when you reach to there, right, you will scan overall the cost array, and at each cost array it look like how, let's suppose that at each cost, let's suppose this is the cost array, guys. Okay, so let's suppose here this is a cost array, and this is c is, let's start from 0 1 2 3. So let's suppose if k is there, so k will start from 0, it will go 1 2 3 like this, and at each position, right, at each position there will be a dp. Okay, dp means I and j. You will have the data there, right? At each position, at each position you will have the dpi and j value, right? Each cell value, correct? And when you traverse all the scan, you will get the max value because you are tracking the value, and you will return the answer. So you will check if it is not equal to this. If it is equal to this, you will return -1. Otherwise, if it is not equal to this, you will return the maximum answer that you have got at the destination. That will be our answer. So that's all I have in this video, guys. And for the time and space complexity of m cross n cross c, you can take that for row, column, and the cost, because this is 3D, right? And yeah, that's all in this video, guys. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please hit subscribe this channel, and if you have any suggestions, you can ping me in the comment box. And for now, I'm see you, right? And I'll see you there tomorrow. So that's all in this video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.